Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dawg.
Mike, it's good to see you. Thank you for giving me Memorial Day off last week.
You always request the holidays. I don't know how holidays always fall on a Monday and you get Mondays off. That's just
what do you mean
happens.
you don't know? Like that's how America loves their holidays, to extend weekends. We love that part of things.
It's like 4th of July this year is on a Friday and Christmas is always on like it always moves.
We're very lucky 4th of July is on a Friday. When it's on a Tuesday, I guess when it's on a Tuesday or a Thursday, you actually get to add another day sometimes. Like then July 3rd becomes a holiday. On a Friday, I don't know. Can you take July 3rd the Thursday? Maybe a half day this year.
You take the Thursday off and you get a long weekend for sure.
You're going the 4 days. What about the Monday on the back end? Can you just phone that in too? Monday
I
the
feel like
7th?
that's when everybody's back. You come back on Monday. Where are you going?
Mike, I might want to work July 3rd when no one's online and then take the Monday off when they're all flooding back. What do you think about that?
Well, then you're not able to respond to stuff. You can't be on Slack or whatever Teams
Great.
you use.
Sounds like a great thing to do.
All right, it's summertime. We have our big preview show coming up in a few weeks. We're going to talk, which, by the way, go back last year. We nailed, I would say, like at least 25% of all the things we said, all hit, which is pretty good odds for going over all the divisions, Super Bowl odds, MVPs, all that stuff, over-unders, all there last year. We're going to do it this year.
Because they were mostly all long shots that we were giving out. And if you hit 25% of your long shots, you're going to win a lot of money. It's not 25% of 50-50 bets, right?
I did put my Josh Allen MVP bet in during that podcast last year.
During that last year, and that hit.
That hit. It was great.
I mean, Lamar Jackson was coming for him throughout the year.
He was. But I got a new one this year, which I might have already bet. But
did Josh Allen get married this past weekend in Southern California?
He did, and to me that means he's winning life right now. He won MVP last year. I think this is the year he wins the Super Bowl.
You think the marriage will help? Because it could go either way. Let's just be honest.
It could go either way, but I do feel like this is it. Like everything, he's solid. He got his MVP ring. Now he got his wedding ring, and now he's going to get his Super Bowl ring. I think it just all kind of stacks up together. All these things start hitting.
Mike, mental note that he's got married before this season. So if things go south for the Bills, if he's not the same this year, let's feel free to evaluate all aspects of his life.
I always wonder about NFL players' like lives. I was wondering about the Pope before he became the Pope. I wonder about what does your normal day look like? Because I remember in some Hard Knocks, there was like a no visitor rule in the hotel rooms. And I remember somebody got like booted off the team because they had a visitor to the room.
In training camp, it's really locked down. You really lock it down in August. You got to learn the playbook. You can't be banging random women.
Well, I just wonder, like during the season, how much free time do you really have? Because you're training, you're going there, you're in Buffalo, right? Josh is going to be in Buffalo. Is Haley going to be in Buffalo as well? I don't think so. Like she's probably in California.
You're great tease to a topic I want to talk about on the show. All the New York socialites flying to Indiana for the Pacers Knicks. That is a topic on the show today. But you're right. It's like these big time Hollywood people, they feel so out of place in small town Indiana or Buffalo. So maybe she's not with them throughout the season. Maybe he plays better when she's not there. No distractions. Maybe he plays worse when she isn't there because he misses her so much. We're going to have to see how this plays out. And this part of the evaluation is a big one for Josh Allen.
And we also did not see her at any games. It wasn't like the Taylor Swift effect where every time she showed up.
Really the opposite, actually refreshing.
Yeah. I have a feeling. Now, we'll get to it in a little bit, but I did find a new gambling platform, and we're definitely gambling on some of these pop culture moments. So we'll see when we get there.
We will do that. We're actually going to start the show with the best thing I watched last week because you're going to love it. The Studio on Apple TV finally jumped in at the $9.99 Apple TV tier. They're charging more than they used to, but it's worth it for the great shows they have. The Studio, Mike, was amazing. It was how it was shot to me as a lover of film and media like you. The one shot, the steady cam, some of these takes are 10, 15 minutes. I don't care what you like in your life. If you are a fan of media, of movies, of shows, you need to check this show out because it's shot in such a way. Seth Rogen, we thought he was like a one-track mind, like Pineapple Express, all the marijuana movies, and that was an era for Seth. He's graduated from that so much.
I'd say those movies were all good. Like
they
were great. Those were great movies.
They were great, but I thought he was like, oh, this is going to be like that. It's not like that at all. He's moved on to a different part of his life, just like we have here on the Sports Hangover. We've evolved since our first show, thousands of shows ago. Just like Seth Rogen, thousands of movies ago. That man made The Studio must watch on Apple TV.
I heard that it was at least 10 to 16 or 15 takes per one shot.
Okay, he said that on The Town with Matt Bellany. Yeah. I heard that too, and I almost spit out my coffee when I heard that. He was also in it, which is very meta, which gives hope for us. Matt Bellany is a podcast host for The Ringer. He's like one step above us, maybe a half step above us.
Yeah,
Mike, we could be in an Apple TV show, really just like him.
I was going to say, we just outlasted one of the longest standing running podcasts. Mark Maron just shut down his podcast. We are still going. We're 15 years. He was also 15 years, and he just stopped it. We're continuing on.
Wow, we have passed him.
Are you tired yet of doing the show?
I'm not tired. Are you tired?
Not yet, but I could see him wearing down. He seemed like that kind of guy that just kind of like, I'm fucking over it. Like,
he's a little more gritty. He's also like probably mid 60s. So ask us if we want to keep podcasting when we're old and retired. Probably not. That is a good one.
You can't do anything when you're that old. It's like you just want to lounge around, just pop on a mic and record a podcast.
Mike, if Mark Maron's like us and he's been banking money on the podcast for all these years, he's going to have a great body. He's investing a lot of money into his body and his mind. He's got a lot of golf and tennis coming his way.
Okay, good. Yeah, it sounded like I saw just like a thing. It was just like he was just tired. He's tired.
He's just tired. I mean, America's tired. The world is tired. We also outlasted Around the Horn. That show went down. They actually started before us somehow. In 2001, way before us. We used to watch that show all the time back in our UCF days, Mike.
I remember I'd show up and you boys would just be sitting on the sofa, getting ready to go out to the library.
That's right.
Great
That's
times.
right.
You and your fake ID.
Not the library with the books.
Not the library with the books. With the, what was it, $5 pitchers or $5 all you could drink?
$5 all you could drink. I think inflation has since hit the library.
I mean, if it's not $10 now, at least.
I was thinking maybe $12.
Wasn't remember McDinton's? I think that was that $10 or $20 at the time? Because that
was more than
liquor.
Library. That may have been like 12 or 15, and that felt like, oh, we got to spend today. We saw quarterbacks at McDinton's. We saw Byron Leftwich once. Did we see Jameis Winston there? Or was that somewhere else?
I think we saw Jameis. I also saw Jameis at a few delis at Dat's Deli, which is now shut down.
That's where you took the famous selfie, which is your picture. Every time you call me, it's you and Jameis pop.
Oh, great. That's great. Yeah. He did not look happy. He didn't look like the Jameis we know today. He looked like a defeated Jameis.
Mike, a lot of people are upset that Jameis Winston is not the Madden cover athlete this year. And I agree. I think that would be a great choice to sell the video game.
Well, Barkley's on the cover doing his backwards jump.
Charles?
Charles? What's that?
Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley. Saquon is on the cover. And
why is Saquon Barkley on the cover? That's my topic. Why?
He won the Super Bowl. He's on the cover. But the curse, I think this is a curse. So this is a curse for running backs only. So Sean Alexander, he played 10 games that season. Remember Peyton Hillis? I remember Peyton Hillis being like the running back.
Well, that was a big deal in certain circles, Mike.
What circle? What do you mean?
He was a white running back and he was really good, so the white boys loved him.
Okay. Barry Sanders, when he was on the cover next year, he was zero games. Christian McCaffrey only played 4 games, which I wouldn't even count those as real 4 games because he was like very mediocre.
With the
in
Panthers?
Games.
He was very mediocre.
No. Christian McCaffrey
with the Niners. Once he went to the Niners, he was on the cover.
Last year, he was on the cover.
Oh, jeez. So I thought Justin Jefferson was on the cover recently.
Well, this is only running backs and how their performance was after. So this is like the curse. They basically said, well, quarterback's fine. But I was wondering, 2 years before, so not last year, but the year before, 2022, I think it was Josh Allen. Did Josh Allen have a down year in 2022?
Well, he's never won a Super Bowl, so you could say that's an issue.
So, there you go. So the curse lives on, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not
you're saying fade.
Fantasy.
Yeah, you're saying fade Barkley in fantasy. Are you saying bet the under on the Eagles win totals? Do you go that far with this?
Listen, I'm going to start accumulating all my theories and ideas for our big show coming up.
That's for July. You're right.
Because I don't want to give my bets away now, and I want the markets to move. You know, we're market movers here.
We are. We move lines. I thought it was a terrible thing. As soon as I saw Saquon Barkley on the cover, I was like, wow, we're putting random people on the cover because running backs are random, Mike. They're not superstars. Superstars in this league are quarterbacks and receivers, and Saquon Barkley doesn't play those positions. We are not far removed from running backs meeting on Zoom. On Zoom, these rich people that have all the money in the world went on Zoom, maybe the 40-minute version that kicks you out after you don't have a login.
The free version,
and they were meeting about how to make more money, and now we're putting one of them on the Madden cover. Can we have a little history here? Can we remember that running backs are not worth it? Can we remember that the Eagles have a famous quarterback on their team, and if you want to reward the Eagles for their Super Bowl win, you put Jalen Hurts on the cover and not Saquon Barkley?
If I was Jalen Hurts, I'd turn it down. I'd say, please do not put me on the cover. Because I think a lot of people believe in the curse. A lot of these guys that are playing now grew up playing when the curse was active. Like imagine 2015 Jalen Hurts playing Madden, and thinking,
they're
oh my
aware
God.
of it.
Yeah, like they don't want to be on it. I'm sure Barkley was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, no,
because he's a running back and his days are numbered anyway, right?
I will say the way he's angled does make him look anonymous because you only know him by this jump. So if you looked at it, you'd be like, oh, I remember that play, even if you don't know who the player is. Which, if you're playing Madden, I imagine you know who this is.
You should probably know.
Yeah.
I saw the Jaguars caught a stray. It's not the actual Jaguar player that he's jumping over, but you can tell it's clearly a black Jaguar uniform that he's jumping over. So people are upset about that in Jacksonville. There's like 3 fans that are upset.
All right, so I'm definitely believing the curse. A lot of things have happened, so just go. Fantasy's coming up soon. I invited lawyer friend out here to maybe do it in real life because we're a team. So I want to see if we can.
The draft IRL. What do you say?
I don't know when they draft. I don't know. The commissioner hasn't said anything. So
it's always Labor Day weekend.
Is it? I felt like it was not Labor Day weekend last year.
Which league?
Hollywood?
Oh, that's different. That's the weekend before.
Okay.
Or it could be any time because that commissioner's not dialed in.
All right. I got what do I? Oh, real quick. This was just random. You mentioned Zoom. Yeah. We used to record this podcast on Skype, and Skype was the video conferencing thing that you could do back in the day. We recorded podcasts there's video podcasts on our YouTube channel recorded on Skype.
It doesn't feel that long ago even.
No, but I will say, were they ahead of their time or did they just fumble the bag and not become the dominant? Like, why did Zoom become the number one player? Why wasn't Skype the player? What happened?
Good question I don't know the answer to. We should ask you this question. You know about tech more than anyone. You are ahead of the curve more than anyone. Why? Like, Microsoft Teams is a very basic thing. Is it just because it has Microsoft backing it and everyone who has Microsoft on their computer also has
Skype
Teams?
was Microsoft.
That's true.
Skype was a Microsoft company. That's what I didn't understand. It's like they just sunset Skype. Skype is officially dead. You cannot have it. It doesn't work. You can't call on it. It is just Microsoft Teams now, which I guess replaced it, but I don't know.
Which I don't mind Teams, but it's like the same idea. Like, why did Skype have to go away? You're so right. For a while, Skype and Teams were both coexisting and no one complained about it, but now all of a sudden they just take Skype away.
I just imagine not a lot of people use Skype. It was great. You could even call people on the phone with Skype, which was great. You could dial
call people
numbers.
On the phone on Teams?
I don't
You gotta be in
Teams.
the app. You gotta be in the app, I guess. Mike, we will never go so corporate that we're recording this on Teams.
No, we are on a cool startup platform, Riverside, which is a great, if you're looking to do a podcast, this might be the best invention ever.
It's the best. It's clear. We've been using it for years. And if Riverside wants us to promote their product every show, email Michael.
We will. All right. I got a bullshit or believe for you. Should the NFL players actually play in the Olympics, the flag football Olympics for the players, or should the national flag football team actually play? Now, we saw stories. This isn't happening for a while. My quick take is NFL players should not play.
They should not play.
I watched the flag football players play. It is not normal football. It's an entirely different game. Patrick Mahomes is not as fast as that guy that keeps calling out the NFL saying these players are going to be in the team, because somebody's going to be the coach and select the team. There is no tryouts.
You think the U.S. flag football quarterback is more skilled at flag football than Patrick Mahomes?
100% in flag
100%.
football. In flag football.
In flag football.
Right now,
I mean, Lamar Jackson is a fast man. If we're talking about you need to be fast in flag.
He is, but it's a little different. You're ready to take a hit. Flag football, they want to dodge and weave and move. Pause the podcast. Go watch some flag football.
Talking to me?
Yeah. Pause it and go watch some flag football. I do not think they should be no NFL player, especially Kelce. Kelce should not be the tight end.
Travis Kelce should not be. He'll be 44 at the next Olympics.
Yeah.
He's definitely not Kelce, but the rest of them, I think you're completely missing the mark here. I'm sorry to call bullshit on you here, Mike. We are all about growing the Olympics, growing football. What is a better way that anyone can think of to grow the Olympics than inserting the biggest superstars in the NFL in the Olympics? Look what the NBA stars do for the Paris Olympics. Steph Curry splashing threes to win a gold medal in a close game against France in the home country. That is sick stuff. And so if you can replicate that with the NFL and Mahomes going against, are we going to have other NFL players? Are there any non-American NFL players that they can play against? Or are they going to be playing against other flag football players from other countries? This part makes it all fun and exciting to me.
Jeremy, I just think if we put them in and we lose, we made the NFL. If we go to Slovakia and play them and lose to them, wouldn't you be like, what the hell happened?
Okay, if we lose to Slovakia, yes, I would be like, what the hell happened? But our lawyer friend's home country in Eastern European is not represented. Maybe like a big country like Brazil, who's probably very athletic. How about Brazil?
If we lose to Brazil, I'd be pissed. If we lose to Canada, I'd be pissed. If we lose to...
We're not losing the American sport of football in America, in LA. We're not losing anything.
Okay.
The gold is... Mark the gold down. Place the bet right now. We're winning gold on flag football in LA. No one's beating us at football.
I don't know. I just think if we have our NFL players play, I do not think we're going to win anything. I think it's a different game.
I do have good news for you. On the official stance on this, obviously I'm an Olympic insider for the last 2 years. Yeah. You have to actually qualify for the Olympics. No one is handed an Olympic spot. And so they have to go play and they have to earn it. And so if Patrick Mahomes wants to compete against this flag football quarterback and if Tyreek wants to compete against the flag football receiver, these guys should compete on a field and really play it out. And whoever the better flag football players are should represent the U.S. I'll be shocked if it's not mostly NFL players.
But I heard, like, for the NBA, the USA team, right? The NBA USA team, they did not have to try out. They did not have to compete. It was a coach that selected all the players, the U.S. players that were going to play. So I think the same with
that
this.
That might be true for a team sport, actually.
Yeah. By the way, we have some USA Sports Hangover swag on the website. I'm wearing some right now. Look at that. Look at it. And it's a big logo on the back. I don't know if you can see that.
Stars and stripes. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
July 4th is coming. Bachelor party season is coming. I got to get a few shirts for the bachelor parties. Do we have any tank tops up there?
We don't. I got to put some tank tops up. They weren't big sellers, so I can pop some up for the summer.
I've been working out here in Connecticut. Not much else to do. So yeah.
I have one other bullshitter belief for you. Okay. This is directly for you, only for you to answer.
No.
Tinder introduced the height filter. Bullshit or believe? Is this a good move for Tinder?
It's a great move. And the more weeding through options, the better on Tinder. Listen, Mike, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of filters. First of all, I'm gonna be in a great spot. Well, that's the problem with Tinder in the first place, and online dating is there's a lot of lying's a big word. I don't think people go out and say I'm gonna lie. They're just gonna not update their page 20 pounds heavier. They're not gonna update their page 2 years later with their age, and so certain things just kind of are not accurate. I don't think people are actively lying, at least not the individuals that I meet up with. But I do think there are some lack of updates.
But if you said you were 6'2" and really you're, I don't know how tall you are, 5'10"?
5'10", yeah.
5'10", and you said you're 6'2", do you think they're disappointed when you show up and you guys are the same height?
Yeah, I would not tell someone I'm 6'2" and then show up as 5'10". That would be lying, straight up. Would I tell someone I'm 34 instead of 36? Really? I don't know. Is that possible? Is that possible?
I felt like the age thing... I guess that matters if people are looking for if they're like age search is different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been on, and I've been dating Aaron for almost 10 years.
But you found her on app,
the
right?
league. On the league.
That is like for the real exclusive people. My application's still waiting.
So you like the filter thing.
I like Mike, I'm at 5'10". No one is weeding me out of the filter. It's for the 5'8" and below guys that are going to have problems. I'm going to do better in a scenario where the filter says 5'8" to 6'2". Now, if this is a woman who demands height, she's not going to be happy with me when I show up or when I come across her on Tinder. So like, I don't want to see her anyway because she's not going to be happy with me anyway. So if she demands 5'11" and above, she can go have that with her filter. My filter is going to be set a little differently. I think this is great for me, and I'm excited about it.
Okay, great. Let us know how it goes with the filters.
Why just height is my question. Why don't we just go for it? Filter it all.
You mean weight?
I mean, I didn't say that. You said that. Are you kidding me? But just in general, filter everything. Let me have all the filters.
I agree. Why? If you're going to filter height, might as well filter weight and do all this stuff.
What if I know exactly what I'm looking for? Now, you might tell me that I don't know what I'm looking for. That might be accurate, but I think I know what I'm looking for.
I also feel like it's skewed a little, too, because people want certain things, but they're like, what if I'm, 250 pounds, but I don't appear 250 pounds? Are you going to cut me out because I weigh that, but maybe your height is involved? Who knows? I'm not 250. I'm getting
So you're
close.
saying BMI? You want BMI on there? That's a little too far.
Not BMI. I barely know my BMI. My scale tells me, and I get sad every time I look at it.
And Mike has a lot of data points.
I do.
I love how that question was specifically for me.
Well, let me know how the summer dating goes.
Yeah,
and,
it could go either way. To your point. Now, I also get the ability to add height filters too.
Do you? So I thought it was only one way, but okay, if it's for girls, does it really matter?
I actually didn't know that. But what if I want a specific height? Like you
want a 6'5" girl?
No. What if I want shorter?
Then you can find shorter. People are mad on the internet. That's all I saw. I saw on X, it was trending, and they're just pissed off.
People are mad on the internet all the time. People are mad at X all the time. X wasn't working for a time last week. I was worried about it again.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
But Elon's back to work, and we appreciate that. Mike, NBA Finals. I want to talk about this topic. It's going to be terrible. Indiana and Oklahoma City, one of the worst NBA Finals you can imagine. There are superstars on both teams. I don't care who wins. I can't imagine watching more than 5 minutes total of these NBA Finals. I live in a big market, New York City market. These are two tiny cities, and I just don't think America's going to care about them. I think it's the worst case scenario for the NBA.
Yeah, I don't care. I was more curious about the Knicks versus the Pacers more than what's going to happen here. But it's isn't this the first time both teams have a chance to win a championship for their city? Right? This is like the first ever for
the
OKC.
Colts. The Colts would have won.
No. I meant basketball. Like this is first for Indy.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have many sports in these teams. Like, these people aren't used to winning anything. There's 3 total pro teams in these 2 cities, and 2 of them happen to be playing each other in the NBA Finals. It's so bad. It doesn't get worse than this.
So you're not going to watch it all? Are you going to bet on it at all?
I won't bet on it. I won't watch it. I won't read about it on social. I might block content on social that is regarding it. And I'm just gearing up for the new NBA season next year. It's all about next year. It's all about the new TV contracts. It's all about excitement. It's all about making sure this finals matchup never happens again. And honestly, Mike, Adam Silver feels the same way, clearly. He said, let me do some mixing this season. Let me send Luka to LA. Let me get the number 1 overall pick to Dallas. He's trying to prevent things like this from happening. It just didn't work this year. So maybe next year it will.
So it's all on Max, I think, right? And the TNT guys, they did their like final sign off last night. So is it not on Max or is it all?
They're
on
done. The finals are on ABC.
Okay, finals are on ABC.
Over there.
Over there for sure. Max was great.
You got to get that tutorial out there to tell people how to watch sports for free. I think that's going to do well.
People were pretty pissed on YouTube about us talking about it. They're just like, they're stealing, they're robbing money from you. Some of them didn't believe that I actually could get all these things for free.
But it's actually legal. It's not
legal. Yeah, I'm not like stealing cable. It's you just
it's
pop
not
an antenna and you're good. Yeah.
I'm interested why these people are so upset. Do they work for a TV network?
I don't know. People are just like angry. I don't know if they think they have
to
pay
help
for
people.
I don't know. It's all free. You can get NBC, ABC, CBS. They're all there, and 150 more over-the-air channels that you've never heard of in your life.
Well, you're probably not going to get good content or live sports on those channels, but those other 4, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, will have the action you want.
You can actually get the antenna with a little box that can record, so you can actually record movies. There's free movies on these channels all the time, just streaming over the air, which is crazy. And it's, I will say, better quality because it's uncompressed over the air into
uncompressed. Well, people don't know what that means, but they appreciate
it's
that
good.
It's better.
It's better. Compressed bad, uncompressed good.
So it's a terrible NBA Finals, but the real thing to talk about, as I mentioned earlier, Stiller, Chalamet, Spike Lee, these people were going private plane from Teterboro Airport here in New Jersey, right outside New York City, to Indiana. Mike, did you realize that for those 2 games in the middle, they would have had to spend 3 nights in Indianapolis? Kylie Jenner spent 3 nights at the Indianapolis Marriott.
They're flying back. They don't need to spend.
But they had a game 3 and then game 4 were 2 nights apart. You think they went back and forth, back and forth?
Easy. They have private jets.
I know they're private jets out of Teterboro, but you don't think they're at the Indianapolis Marriott?
No, not at all. These people are jumping. Jeremy, if you had a private jet, are you staying anywhere? If you finish,
if I'm going right back, I might not want to fly 4 times if I can only.
Jeremy,
fly
if you
2.
had a helicopter, you'd fly into Manhattan every night, hang out for 20 minutes, and fly back on your 20-minute flight back home.
That's all I need is 20.
That's all. Just grab a beer and you're good to go.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. There's a picture or a video of Chalamet standing up, and somebody was saying it was like the real. What was his Dune character? They were like the something Ali or whatever. It was like the one they were waiting for, like the Messiah, basically. You see Chalamet stand up, and everybody behind him just everybody starts standing up and clapping just like him. Chalamet was in it. I really give him some, like, he became the biggest Knicks fan, which was great. I enjoyed that.
He's a ball knower. He proved this on College Game Day a few months ago. He was nailing all his picks. Then he does all this press for, I think, the Bob Dylan movie, all these sports podcasts.
Yeah. Did you watch
like the Trump? I did. I liked it in the end. Yeah, I liked it.
I'm not a big Bob Dylan guy, so I was like having a little trouble getting into it.
But the character was so like mercurial and like questionable. It kept me in it because he
I
was
watched
so
10
strange.
minutes and I turned it off. I haven't gone back to it.
I didn't think Timothée was singing great. I know he really sang, and like it's a lot to sound like Bob Dylan. I didn't think it sounded great.
What turned me off is when I saw him on SNL and he was singing.
A bad singing.
I was just like, I can't. There's no fucking way I can sit through a whole 2-hour movie of this.
Well, live is tough.
I know.
Maybe in the movie it was better, mixed a little differently. But my question for you, my bullshitter belief on this topic is, would you go to a very sad place to watch your favorite team play a big game?
Yeah, I think so, because if they haven't been there in a long time and it seems like New York's really struggling, like this was their Super Bowl or NBA final game. Like
the Knicks have never won a finals in Timothée or our lifetime.
It's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Yeah, I think they were excited. I think so. If your team, like the Dolphins, if you're going to go to whatever hellhole they decide
Like, am I going to
London?
Is that a hellhole?
No, it's not a hellhole.
I was thinking like Antarctica to watch a game, or like the South Pole. I don't.
When this is a great one, but it's going to get to my next thing. But I was betting on a new platform, which I'll Kalishi. I think that's how you said it, Kalishi. You can like submit bets
For other people to bet on.
You can, and it's interesting. It's just like so many different random things, and it's all legal. And I bet on it the other day during the Panthers game.
Well, when you say legal, I don't think you can say the word betting. I think you're predicting, not betting, right?
It's a predictions market.
That's how it's allowed to be legal. I think we should call it you're predicting.
And they put it in a way of like a 52% chance or 50% chance or 43% chance instead of like the normal sports betting, like minus 110, minus 120.
So that sets the odds based on the percentage?
Yes. But I can't look at it that way because I don't know what that means for my payout. I know when I see minus 120, I know what I'm going to get on my payout. But when I see plus, like, well, here's one. Oscar nomination for Best Picture, Avatar, Fire and Ash, or It Was Just an Accident, that's 50% to Oscar nominee, or Avatar is 52%. Like, what am I going to get paid when I put in $100? I have to click on it, and it says, if I say yes, I get a $183 payout.
On $100?
On $100.
So it's kind of like I don't know. I guess the math is just weird on that. There's no way to calculate it.
And I was going to say the nice thing about it is you're allowed to say no as well, which on sports books you can't say, will the Knicks win this game? No or yes, you'd have to bet the other side, but you're allowed to say no and get paid out on no as well.
Right.
This is not an ad, by the way. And they also pay interest on your money when it sits on a bet for long enough. So you get paid like 5% interest with your money just sitting there.
These predictive markets were getting a lot of steam around the presidential election when a lot of people thought Biden would win. That's a crazy thought looking back on it. And the prediction markets, these markets were 4 or 5 days ahead of election day. They were saying Trump was the one. They were like the first ones to like tell the world that this was happening. And so if you can kind of get ahead on this or get like better lines on it because there's like better movement, more knowledgeable people here, I think it's great.
I think it's great. There's two markets. There's Polymarket and Kalishi. Kalishi is like, seems a little bit more fun. Polymarket has a lot of obscure ones, but like one right here is how high will Bitcoin get this year? 125 or above? 150 above. You could bet yes or no on it, win some money. You don't even have to buy Bitcoin, which is great.
Bitcoin's at about 107 right now, 105. Do you have it going to 125, 150 this year?
I don't know. I mean, if I think 150, because there's only 30% chance, I think it pops off. But you have to look at like when's the schedule for halving, all this stuff. Like, is something going to happen?
I do some research, just like your sports bets.
Yeah, like highest temperature in Chicago today. You could bet on the highest temperature in Chicago.
That's what I was going to say. You can bet on random things. Like, will the Newark runway stay open this week? I think you can bet on like the most random things like that are just going on in the world. It doesn't have to be sports. It doesn't have to be like a live event. It can be random. And if you have like a little knowledge or a little inside info, you could probably do pretty well here.
Like Time Person of the Year for 2025 will be Pope Leo or Donald Trump.
I mean, the Pope,
and you could say no on both.
Appeared.
You could say no, Pope Leo will not be on the cover of Time Person of the Year.
I'm not locked into the past year of history, but
there's just
like Trump's got a good,
so much. So
Trump got shot, remember? Don't forget that.
There's just a lot of stuff. So I would suggest checking it out. It's a
Nico
lot of fun.
Harrison's my Person of the Year, Time Person of the Year for upending the NBA. Nico Harrison.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's on here, but you can go bet whatever.
Any
you
other
want.
random ones? I like you reading the site.
Yeah, I got some. Who will be the Democratic nominee in 2028?
Oh, so not politics. Don't get us in trouble.
This is just a long one, right? So you could say, is it Gavin Newsom or AOC? They only have a 10 and 11% chance of being the nominee, but you could say no to both of them if they're not the nominee and win some money because payout would be good. And this is a long-term bet, so you can also make interest on your money sitting there, which is nice.
Part.
You can also
I've never heard that
sports.
with any sports book.
Yeah, so it's not a sports book, Jeremy. Remember,
That's what I
prediction
mean.
market.
It's different. So if you make a bet right now on Super Bowl winner next year, so it doesn't pay until February, like 8 months away, your money is getting paid on interest from now through the bet?
That's what it looked like. When my money was sitting there, they said you can earn a certain percentage, but I just don't know. Maybe it's not here yet. I'm going through all the Kansas City pro football. How many wins will they have? So how many wins will Kansas City have? More than 10? More than 12? And you could say
you
no
can't
or
say
yes.
less? Can't say
So
less.
you could say yes to over more than 10 wins. 100 wins you 148.
Pretty good. I mean, they win more than 10 games every year. Patrick Mahomes
I
has
just
ever
think
been
it's
there.
like when I have not had access to DraftKings or FanDuel or any of these things for a long time. It's
Which
nice
in
to
Gavin
see
Newsom State, you don't have access to.
it's legal to for me to bet on games like San Francisco versus Seattle game winner. Like this is not for like 2-3 months from now. You could just say yes on it. That's great. I love it.
That's tonight. That's tonight. You know what's interesting though? I was actually on that website after you sent your screenshot this weekend, and I found some matchups that were not accurate.
Oh,
like
where?
You just said, Seattle, San Francisco. They don't play tonight.
No. But it's in the future.
A future NFL game, you're saying?
Yeah, future NFL game.
Oh,
Yeah,
so I think they're mixing like some futures in different sports, because I saw some matchups that didn't look right, but maybe.
Yeah. You could do future. Yeah, so you could kind of go in and look and say like, oh, hockey. Yeah, tons of stuff. So I'm in football right now, and you could just like see matchups like Cincinnati versus Cleveland, who's going to be the winner. Because I don't have options. I can't go into my bookie, my offshore account, and go gamble on any games right now like this. So I like it.
You've been thwarted.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. That's kind of all I got. I also have just a tweet from Dave Portnoy, which I thought was interesting. It was about Caitlin Clark. If she wanted to leave the WNBA, she could basically like destroy the WNBA and start her own league because she's the most famous WNBA player.
I saw that too, and the ratings are so good when she plays and so bad when she doesn't, and people hate Angel Reese and love Caitlin Clark. It kind of makes sense, but like, does she have the chutzpah to leave the WNBA? No. Say thank you for building professional basketball, but I don't want to be a part of it. Like, that's a big leap.
I just think it's hard because the conversation around WNBA is always they need to make more money. They deserve this. They deserve that. But it's like they're views and ratings and revenue are nowhere close to the WNBA. And I think that's the problem. So I'd rather them talk about like the game and not the beef between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And
the NBA is the same way though, right? Don't we talk about the superstars of the NBA and not like the actual play of the superstars?
We do, but I guess in the WNBA, it seems like the conversation is always like in a circle. Like we talk about the salary. Oh, Caitlin Clark isn't the best. She's not, like, all these people come out and speak out against her. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even watch, and I know Caitlin Clark's the best on the. And I don't know.
And the amount of fans she's brought, like, how can anyone who's a supporter of women's sports or women's basketball be upset with what Caitlin Clark has brought to basketball and the WNBA? It's a great thing. It's bringing more notoriety, more ratings, more money, but it's still not on the levels that it needs to be. And so they should be supporting her. And this whole beef with her and Angel Reese, obviously, Mike, I'm not following it. I'm not locked in, but it upsets me that the WNBA should be embracing Caitlin, and instead the biggest superstar outside of her is like feuding with her and rejecting her.
Well, Angel Reese is, I think she just thinks she's the best. And I've seen a lot of people on TikTok bet against Angel Reese missing her first shot attempt every single game. And
you sent that to the group this week, and people are getting rich on that.
People are getting rich. So if you see a trend, just bet it. It's a great one.
Just predict it. Just predict it.
Just predict it. Oh, here's a good one. Who will be the NBA championship MVP?
SGA,
Gilgeous-Alexander or Tyrese Halliburton? Which means you're picking also a winner.
Did you see for the the Eastern Conference, they started going for MVP, and Halliburton started doing a motion like it was him, like he's walking up, and it was the other guy, Paul Siakam, who actually had a better series. But Halliburton made that 1-3 in Game 1 in New York. It bounced really high, and then he did like the choke with Reggie Miller. So Halliburton should maybe deserve it.
Well, he's only a 15% chance. You put $100 in, you win $600.
Well, the idea is the Pacers have no chance against the Thunder. The Thunder may be ruining the NBA because they have a good, young, anonymous team, and they don't have to pay them much money for the next 5 years. They might win like 5 titles in a row. Is that on the predictive market?
Not yet. You could add
repeat. Give me Thunder 3-peat. They're going to win the next 3. No, that'd be terrible for ratings. That won't happen.
All right, good show. Check out sportshangover.com. Also go to our Substack and our YouTube page. Just search Sports Hangover. We are there. And check out the swag on our website right now. We have some Sports Hangover 4th of July gear. It's great. Comes in all different colors. I'm just wearing black so I don't get like, James keeps throwing a lot of gook on me lately, so white shirts are not lasting.
Yeah.
All right, good show. See you.